Oh, get out of here.
That's
That's okay. That's okay.
Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to
Heroes, comedy heroes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's how magicians solve
Wow.
That's what we're
It's
doing.
one of those, Elaine.
Stay over.
We are going to be feeding Sam sugar and see how much it actually takes for him to lose his ability to solve. Right? This is science. We're doing this for science, Sam. Good afternoon. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to Crosswords Live. We have a very special guest with us today, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist and theater author, our very own Michael Paulson. Welcome, Michael.
Hi, Deb.
It's good to see you.
It's so fun to be here.
You ready to solve a puzzle with me today?
I'm ready to try.
Oh, I know you will. First of all, Michael is a good solver. He gets a little nervous, but I think that that's a good thing when you approach a puzzle. It's always good to be a little bit humble when you're staring down a blank grid. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. And, you know, we all have like areas where we know more and areas where we know less. And
Right.
The
So
puzzle
you've
wheelhouse.
got you've got your wheelhouse, I've got mine, and maybe together we make, one good brain.
Great.
So let's give it a try. We've got a bunch of people who are checking in with us, a lot of our regulars. Hi, guys. Welcome to Crosswords Live. Nicole Xavier, one of our regulars, says, hi, Michael.
Hey, nice to see you.
Michael, when you sit down to do a puzzle, first of all, are you a paper solver or an online solver?
I use a tablet. I use an iPad. I just love the interface. It's just easy for me to work with. And so, yeah, that's my favorite. I find the phone too small, and
Yeah.
I've let paper go.
Okay. Yeah. There's no problem with that. I solve online myself, not on a tablet, but on my laptop.
Yeah.
When you first look at a puzzle, what do you do? How do you get started?
I mean, the truth is I've kind of shifted. I used to be really compulsive and go all the acrosses and then all the downs. Sometimes I just look for the fill in the blanks because often there's one or two that I recognize. And then, more generally, I just scan it for something that feels easy to me. There's often something that leaps out to me, somebody's name or some place in the world that I just know. And that's my way in.
Well, that's probably one of the more interesting things about the way our brain works, that I think is that it loves filling in missing information.
Yeah.
So if you were to pick out, let's say 16 across, New York.
This one seems made for me because
It
here we go.
is.
As you mentioned, I'm the theater reporter. And so number 16, I know very well because it happens to be the place where the Tony Awards are staged every year. So that's Radio City Music Hall.
Right. And one of my favorite places in the whole world, not because I report on theater, but because I've been going there since I was a little girl. I grew up in New York City, so I'm very familiar with it.
It's such a beautiful theater.
It really is. I mean, if anybody is, we have a lot of solvers who are not in the States and not from New York. So Radio City Music Hall is a lovely, lovely theater in Manhattan. And one of the things that I love the most about it, other than the Rockettes and other than the old, organ player, is the Art Deco. The Art Deco decor. It is absolutely thrilling.
Right.
It's a throwback.
Yeah.
So now we're in.
Now we're in. I mean, what I would do if it's not too random for you, I sort of scan and okay, so I'm scanning what's on the screen right now. 33 down is fairly straightforward. Greeting in Hawaii. I know that's aloha.
Right. The official greeting of the New York Times Crossword. It's there a lot.
And then, I work in the culture section. Number 38 down again is like calling out to me. This is a country
Okay.
singer, and although there's probably more than one, the one that first comes to mind is Loretta Lynn.
Right. And you can probably guess it from the number of squares you have to work with.
Correct.
Let
Again,
us go.
now I'm looking at 62 across, which is one of these fill in the blanks.
Mhm.
This is an idiom that I recognize pretty quickly. It's to coin a phrase.
Exactly. Now,
Uh,
believe it or not, some of our solvers, we occasionally have people here from other countries have difficulty with that because the phrase is not familiar to them. Idioms are different from culture to culture. So to coin a phrase means to be the first one to use it. If
right.
you coin something, it has nothing to do with money, although at some point it might have, who knows?
Right. I mean, I have to say there are always clues that are unknown to me. There's always something in a language I don't speak, or a place I've never been, or about some sport I don't follow. And I just try to triangulate then, right? If I don't know it, I try to get to that line a different way.
Tell me about that.
Well, now, I mean, what I would do now is I would probably look at radio and try to do the downs that cross
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we call that checking the crossers. And that's a great idea because that way you can confirm the answer. And also it helps you build on the real estate you've sort of broken ground on there.
So 8 down, figure seen during Chinese New Year. I mean, I can in my mind picture the celebrations. I'm assuming that's going to be dragon.
Exactly.
Uh,
And 8 across, now that you have the D in place, can you figure out what that is?
Sure. Bits of rain or dew are going to be drops.
Right. And we know that it's a plural because the plural is in the clue.
Exactly.
Right. So for those of you who are just starting, we talk about the matching rules a lot. There are things in the clue that have to match between the clue and the answer. And this is one of them. Plural in the clue means plural in the answer.
So do you want to do 9 down?
Sure. What's
Yeah.
down? Happening once in a blue moon. Well,
Right.
I think that's going to be rare.
Yep. That's going to be rare. Another idiom, but yeah. Tribute poem. So this is like, it feels to me like one of these crossword puzzle favorite words. It comes up
Absolutely.
a lot, I guess, because it's 3 letters. So it's going to be ode.
Right. The official crossword, the official poetic format of the New York Times Crossword.
When I look at what do you have to remember to use an ATM, the first thing that occurs to me is password, but of course it's too long.
Right.
And I look at what we have and I know it's PIN.
Exactly. It's more of a PIN number than a password. And how about that last letter there?
So drunkard, I believe that's a sot.
Exactly.
So I want to see what 19 across is. Yeah, well,
that's I'm pretty sure that was not done deliberately, but it's one of those, traps that you fall into.
Right. Aren't we all drunkards? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Where would you like to go now?
Oh, well, we have Rev Mike Cohn is in the comments and says that one across is psst. Either that or just psting at me.
That's a phrase
that
crossword puzzles seem to love too.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to try the downs that prompt?
Sure. Before we go from that, though, I just wanted to mention, a lot of people ask why are some clues in quotes? And the quotation marks indicate that it's something that is said out loud. So you need to find something that is sort of a verbal synonym of the clue. So hey over here in quotes means is very close to psst. And that's why that's the answer.
Definitely.
Place to hang wind chimes. Well, I would hang them on the garage, but I'm not very good at home improvement. So
we could imagine, I think, 2 alternatives here. I could see it's probably porch, but there's a world in which it could be patio.
It could be. 9 Bark Outfitters has decided that it's porch. So
all right.
let's check. Let's write in porch and check the crossers.
All right.
Okay, let's try there, where Honolulu is.
Oh, we have like a Hawaiian theme
I
today.
think so. We're
Right. So here, this is geography. I mean, obviously, it's not Hawaii because that's too many letters. So they're
right,
asking.
and we have that O there.
Right. So it's Oahu.
Oahu, very good. So we've got the P and the O. I think we pretty much can decide that it is indeed
Yes.
porch, although we can do that one too. Laugh, something very funny.
I mean,
Is
again,
laugh.
an idiom. This is going to be riot.
Very good. Okay. So goes by ship say.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Two down goes by ship say.
So that's sails, how one travels by ship.
Let's see, if you guys I just also wanted to say to our viewers, if you would like to put your guesses in the comments, please feel free to. We like to solve with as many friends as possible, so we'd like to be able to call on you. If you have any questions, either for me or for Michael, or about the puzzle or about solving, please feel free to put those in there too. We love to answer questions. Let's see. T13R says 4 down is 2-2.
Excellent.
Great. Now, Nicole Xavier has a question for you, Michael. Does Michael solve with speed in mind or more relaxed and leisurely?
Yeah, so this is one of the things about doing them electronically. When it was on paper, I was more relaxed. Now, the phone or the tablet clocks you, and so yeah,
you're playing beat the clock, aren't you?
And I do. I assume many of you use some form of crossword app from the Times, and I have a leaderboard, which is where you can track how you're doing against friends, and I do the mini with a bunch of members of my extended family around the country. And yeah, it's super competitive. Like, yeah.
Do you play with anyone else here at the Times? I mean, do you compare, like, do you have any sort of Slack channel about solving?
No. I keep my crossword doing is all with family members.
It's all yours, right? Okay. Let's see. Pat Leathers is with us and says 23 is HST. I don't know if that's a cross or down. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
FDR successor. That is a good one. Now, here's another example of matching. We have an abbreviation of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR in the clue. That means that the answer also has to be abbreviated, and that HST is an abbreviation for Harry S. Truman.
Yep.
So let's see. Oh, by the way, you can turn the clock off, right?
I did not know that.
Yes, in the settings, you can choose not to have the clock showing and not to have it running.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Well, that's good. When you're entering like some zone of shame, you can
take some of the pressure off. Because again, the team wants you to have fun. This is not, and I say this a lot, this is not a test. It's not a competition. You're not, unless you're solving at a tournament, you really shouldn't be worried too much about time.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to any of the tournaments?
No, definitely not.
Oh.
It's purely like a daily pleasure for me.
Got it. I got it. Well, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. T13R says 37 across is along.
Can't we all just get along? Sure.
Yeah. That's a little poignant right there. Well, Simar Paul Kaur is with us and says it's 10:45 p.m. in India. Wow, nice. You're up late. Claudio says 3 down, is asking whether 3 down would be shoot.
Absolutely. Dang it.
Yes.
Shoot.
Dang it. Shoot. Yes, are very close. And we've.
I guess one thing to think about there is that dang it is sort of slang, and that suggests to me that the answer is also going to be slang.
Exactly. That's another great rule. There's a lot of rhyme and reason behind the way the clues and the answers fit together. And I think as soon as you realize that, it makes the solving much easier for you. Yeah. Let's see, where are we?
Are we 32 down?
32 down, grocery convenience.
Yeah, so now I'm thinking, I mean, there are a lot of ways to think about this one, but I mean, I think it's asking us what's making it easier to go grocery shopping.
Right.
And, the first thing you grab when you go into a supermarket, at least for most of us, would be a cart. I'm assuming
Right.
it's carts.
Exactly. Plural in the clue, plural in the answer.
Yep.
But I think you're right about that one. Let's see. MS says, I did the Boswords tournament after seeing your plug for it in Wordplay, Deb. It was my first tournament and it was super fun. Good for you, MS. I think that's great. Right now a lot of them are virtual, Michael. So, but they seem to be almost as much fun as being together, because as Boswords in particular has entertainment and conversations and interviews. I've spoken there, and it's really, really nice. Besides the pressure of solving, it's a big social thing.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to watch what we keep from the pandemic on this front, but I have a group of college friends who does the Sunday puzzle on Zoom each week.
Yeah.
I think a lot of collective crossword solving electronically has sprung up. And
Absolutely. Yeah. And a lot of, like I said, Slack channels, group chats and stuff like that. Particularly younger solvers, I think that because they're so, because they're netizens and they are, all online, they figured out ways to get together and do trivia and puzzles and stuff like that. It's really nice. Okay, so Mohammed.
Should we do 32 across? I don't know what it is.
32 across.
There's a place to play roulette. So that's going to be casino.
Very good. Excellent.
Now I'm going to look at.
Mohammed Ehsan Saeed agrees with you.
All right. Are there other answers there? Or should I keep going?
Yeah. Let's see. Nicole Xavier says 55 across is media. As in the media.
Right. Here we are.
Okay. And Nicole Xavier also says 46 across is sap.
Nice.
Very good. Maple product. I actually think of it as syrup, but I guess you're right. I mean, the product of the maple is sap.
Right.
The syrup is a product that's man-made. Absorbed
as gravy. So, that's going to require looking at what's there. And I think given the letters we have, it's going to be sop up.
Exactly. That's another one you'll see a lot in the crossword puzzle is sop and sop up.
Right.
I just call it finishing the meal, but I mean, that's apparently there's a term for
that. So here we are at 40 across. What's pulled through a pulley is going to be rope.
Good job.
Where I'm following the cursor on the screen here.
No. Go wherever you feel comfortable.
Well, 29 down took me a second here, but napkins, tablecloths, etc. That's going to be linen.
Right. And this is one case where there is no S at the end. It's a little bit trickier because napkins and tablecloths are plural, but the word linen itself can be a plural.
Yeah.
So you have to just sort of wait. 99% of the time the S will be there, but you have to look out for it.
I guess.
Agrees.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. No, Claudio agrees with linen. 13R agrees with rope. Marilyn Johnson's with us and says 41 across is mom.
Let's see what the clue is. May honoree. Good one.
There you go. Love that. What else have you got here? We've got some long ones there. What is that first theme entry, Isaac? Can you move the card? There you go. Service offered by Dropbox.
Right. So I can see that. I'm not sure I could have gotten it in the abstract, but given the letters that we have now, I can get it.
Okay.
I use Dropbox to share files with colleagues, but that's not what they're looking for here. You can kind of imagine that the first word here is going to be cloud, given what we have. And now you just think about web offerings, it's likely to be storage.
Exactly. Good for you. And Nicole Xavier agrees with that. She also says 43 across, if you drop down a little, is Thunderbirds, classic Corvette alternatives.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got the The theme entries are pretty much in where you would expect them on a Monday. They're the long crossers. So we've got cloud storage and thunderbirds so far.
So that suggests that perhaps all of the long clues might have some kind of weather or rain related.
It's entirely possible. And that's the thing about why it's so good to start on Mondays if you're a new solver. The theme is going to be much, much more straightforward. The clues are going to be much more straightforward. So you're setting yourself up to win. And as you solve Mondays, you sort of familiarize yourself with the way the clues work and the way the answers can be written in. And, if you're looking for more of a challenge, you would then jump to, say, Tuesday puzzles after that.
Right.
In fact, if we drop down to, I think it's 37, no, wait, I'm sorry, 57 across. Wow, there we go. That's our revealer.
Yeah.
And the revealer tells you something about the theme that can either help you guess it, or when you've written in all of the theme entries, it can tell you why that's the theme. So what precedes a storm, or a hint to 20, 29, or 43 across? Now, you had said it was somewhat weather related.
Yep. My gut, that one I'm not seeing immediately, and I would set it aside. I would come back to it.
I think that's a great idea.
29 across, which is the other long one, Firefly. That one took me a second, but I am seeing it. I mean, partly thanks to thunder, my brain immediately goes to lightning, and I think another word for Firefly is lightning bug.
Excellent. We have a lot of people, Alan Hart, Eldrin Diaz, agree with you on those.
Great. At this point, I would probably just march through like all the blank spaces. I would start with 5 across, but I don't know. I'll do anything.
Okay. Just manage with by. So what is...
So there I have 2 ideas, so I'm going to hold off. I mean, I can see get by and I can see eke by.
Right.
Which are 3 letters. So
what would you do in order to figure out?
Way in the past. I mean, that's going to be eons ago, and I can't think of an alternative that starts with G. So I'm going to say eons ago, which is going to get me eke for 5 across. Now I'm going to look 6 down. Let's see what 6 down is. Gripe. Well, yeah, so here they're going with Yiddish.
Yes.
And it's going to be kvetch.
Very good.
And 7 down, Deutsche Mark Replacer. So again, this is like a favorite crossword puzzle word. The European currency changed at some point relatively recently, and the answer for this, if it's lira or whatever, is always euro.
Exactly. MS says eek, the official getting by of the New York Times Crossword.
It's totally true.
Exactly.
All right.
All of our crossword
a little Latin here, but the egg to be fertilized is going to be ovum.
Right, exactly. And thank you for everybody who's putting their answers in the comments.
Should we take some of those?
Well, we can if you like. Marilyn Johnson says 41 down is meta.
What's the clue there? Self-referential, nice.
Right. And then 47 across, Marilyn says is RTE, which is the GPS option abbreviated. Now, that's interesting because we've got both the GPS, which is an initialism, and the abbreviation.
Yeah.
Probably because we mostly see it as GPS, and people might not see that as an abbreviation. All right. Nicole agrees with you on ovum, and let's see what else we've got here. Well, let's go back up to the top where we were before.
Roman emperor who said before dying, "What an artist the world is losing in me." I mean, I've never heard that quote before, but I can only think of one Roman emperor whose name begins with NER, and that's Nero.
Exactly. This one completely
stupid. I mean, again, we have enough letters here that it sort of leaps out at me. It's going to be moronic.
Good job. Nice. Alan Hart agrees with you. Let's see. Marilyn Johnson has 44 down if you'd like some help with that.
Sure, let's do it. What is the clue?
Let's see. It's net visions.
What did you say?
Net dreams.
Dreams. Excellent.
Good job.
I will confess, this probably means that I need more therapy, that I first thought dreads.
Oh, well, that's okay. I can relate to that. We have one square up right above that that's not filled in. Nope, above. There we go.
21 down. The clue is contacting privately via Twitter or Instagram. Well, as a heavy Twitter user, no, that's going to be DMing.
Very good.
And 22 across, which we can just use to confirm, was computer for apple pickers, and that's
which is a cute, very cute clue. Even on a Monday, you might see some misdirection, which is really nice. And you know it's misdirection because there is a question mark at the end of the clue, which means to newer solvers that you can't really take this clue at face value. You have to think about, I always joke around about eventually having a t-shirt that says, what else could this mean?
Yeah.
You know,
I think it sometimes suggests, as in this case, a sort of play on words.
Yeah. Exactly. So the apple pickers, people who chose Apple, would be operating a Mac.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, the real clue here is that Apple is capitalized in the clue, which tells us they're talking about the brand and not
the fruit. Right. All right. Where do you want to go now?
Let's try 25 across.
Okay.
Kitchenware brand. I mean, it's unbelievable how dominant they are. That's OXO.
Yes.
I don't even know how they pronounce it. And 22 down, X, Y, or Z generally. That's going to be an axis.
Right. And Nicole and Alan have got that one. Let's see what else we've got here. A green one is helpful in a garden.
So we're back at sort of idiomatic expressions. Someone who's great at gardening is a green thumb.
Right.
Has a green thumb, I guess. And are we checking these? What was his? 35 across was
this guy would be his.
And 38 across. This is a Star Trek clue, Jean-Luc Picard.
Excellent. Let's see. Nicole agrees with thumb, and let's see. Marilyn Johnson says 52 down is wise.
Like an owl in a simile.
Right. Wise as an owl.
Wise as an owl.
Alan Hart has 31 down, if you'd like the help.
Yeah, where are we?
31 down. Smiles is grins.
Excellent.
Good. Well, look at us. We are killing this thing.
Right.
What else have we got? Where would you like to go now, Michael?
Well, let's just keep going across. Let's do 26 down. I'm sorry, 26 down, because we have a letter there. 26 down is manage one's account via the internet. So I feel like, again, this is like something I've picked up from doing a lot of puzzles. Often these internet activity clues start with E.
That's right.
And this one's going to be e-bank.
Exactly. You can electrify anything. Just shove an E in front of it, e-knit,
right.
Anything.
Outward appearance. So that's probably going to be guys, G-U-I-S.
Very good. That's only that one U.
The 26 across now, we have two letters. A megalomaniac has a big one. That's going to be ego.
Right.
36 across, train travel. That's going to be rail.
To go by rail, right?
Yep. 39, get the shampoo out. Well, there again, we have like my musical theater knowledge help from South Pacific. Anyway, rinse is going to be the answer.
Very good.
I see we've got 28 down here. A gawker. So here, as with the S, the R is a clue. It's going to want, this is to be the, as a gawker is a person who gawks. This is going to be an ogler, a person who ogles.
Exactly. And look at this, less cooked in the center, say.
Right. So at first I thought rarer, but of course we can't use rare twice and it's not fit. So now I'm thinking color. It's going to be pinker.
Very good. Excellent. Look at you go. All right. Where to?
Downs. Let's do 39 down. Free from. That's going to be rid of.
That's right. Don't be afraid. It can sometimes be a phrase. It doesn't always have to be one word.
Well, and the clue is a phrase. So I feel like that gives us space for the answer to be a phrase. 42 down. Apportion as costs. I'm not sure, so I'm going to keep moving.
Okay.
38 across. Sticky stuff is going to be goo.
Right.
Now I can see 52 across. I think you were attempting to give me a hint in this direction before.
Just
It's
giving you a little bit.
weather.
Right.
And, it's obviously we don't have enough letters for system. And when that F sort of gives us a strong hint that it's going to be front.
Exactly. Now, can you see why the revealer phrase is weather front?
Sure, because the word front tells us that it's a little bit of a play on words, that at the front of the other answer is weather.
Exactly. All of the first words in each of the theme entries has something to do with weather. Cloud in cloud storage, lightning as in lightning bug, thunder as in thunderbirds, and they're all at the front of the phrase. So we're basically Kyra, the constructor, Kyra Wilson, who, congratulations, by the way, Kyra, if you're watching this is Kyra's first solo puzzle. She's had 4 puzzles in the New York Times, and 3 of them were collaborations with Sophia Mahmoudi's. This is her first solo, so congratulations on that. She has reimagined the phrase weather front to form this theme, and I thought that was really creative.
It's great.
Yeah. Now, Marilyn Johnson has 42 down if you'd like some help.
Great.
She says that the word is prorate.
Excellent. That's right.
Okay, so I think that helps us move on. What else have you got?
So we do the acrosses here. Let's do 58 across.
Okay.
Goodbye, my friend. Given that we have that T in the A, the answer is going to be ta-ta.
Right.
All right, 61 across. Came down to earth. That's going to be a lit.
Right.
Should we finish this area? 53 down. Patriot Nathan. That's Nathan Hale.
Good. Thank you.
Could be wrong. I feel like there might be a rest area named after him. And 45 down. You've already said that already. Geez. So again, like the tone of that clue suggests like a slightly snarky tone to the answer, which is going to be I get it.
Exactly. And what is that crossword? Summer, and this is a very simple one.
Yep.
Later in the week, we might see this clue because été is a French word, the French word for summer. We might see it include using some French words, nothing too advanced, but on a Monday, it's going to be very straightforward. We just want to know what the word summer is in French. And of course, it's été.
Great.
Yep. And you don't even have to, what I like about the Mondays is you don't even really have to know French. You don't have to speak French if you can get it from the crossings, and then you've learned something new.
Right. Definitely.
All right.
50 down. All right, a 10K or a marathon. Those are both kinds of races. So that's a race. 49 down. An injection that conceals wrinkles. That's going to be Botox.
Very good.
50 down. Loosen as laces. Should I keep going here? That's going to be untie.
Yes, I think so.
And 51 down is a huge fan of in modern slang. As the kids would say, that's going to be stands.
Very good. I was proud that I knew that too.
Should we just double check what we just did? 49 across. The clue was word after school or party. School bus, party bus.
Yep.
59 across. Lead into girl, add a girl.
Okay, yeah.
65 across. Past partners are going to be X's. Yep.
Right. Very good. And now we have that tiny little corner in the Southwest. Let's bring this home.
The others have ideas here. Should we bring in our?
Yes. Nicole Xavier said 60 across is prism.
Nice.
That glass that refracts light. Again, very straightforward.
Yep.
Let's see if we have any of those downs.
Where are we? 55 down. Fuel efficiency stat. So stat again gives us a clue that it's probably shorthand. And that's MPH for miles per hour.
Could be, but we're talking about the fuel efficiency.
Oh, miles per gallon. Sorry.
There you go. That's okay.
Thank you.
It's what do you do when you make a mistake?
I would have caught it with the across, maybe. Let's see what the across is. Sorry and trouble for 2. So those are games, and that would have helped.
All right.
I love that sound.
Isn't that wonderful?
Victory.
It's called the San Jose Strut.
It is?
Yeah, yeah. It was licensed by the New York Times a long time ago. But this was great. So we had a weather theme for the puzzle with cloud storage, lightning bug, thunderbirds, and that is supposed to be a weather front because the word involving the weather is at the front of the phrase. And we had some other good stuff in there, like kvetch and let's see, what else? Green Thumb, Loretta Lynn, the Dragon, and the Chinese New Year. What was your favorite part of this puzzle, Michael?
Look, I like Lightning Bug. It's just like a cool name. And Pinker. I think Pinker's kind of clever. It's like slightly counterintuitive, and but yeah, this was a fun one, and it's fun to solve with all of you.
Well, it's great. I really love solving with other people. Some people like to do it on their own, and that's okay too. But I think it's just more of a social fun thing, and I always learn something from these. I learned something from the viewers. I learned something from the guests, and that to me makes it a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you say? Have I convinced you to come to a tournament?
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe. Okay. I mean, I'm sure they're kind of fun.
Well, there's a huge social aspect to it. So it's nice if you really want to get to know some of the word people and the people in the puzzle world. We're a pretty nice bunch,
Great.
Don't watch us eat. But other than that, we're okay. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Did you have fun?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. It made it a really fun thing to solve the puzzle with. Thank you for watching today. If everybody, for those of you who joined us, please do us a favor. If you are watching on YouTube, please like the video and share it if you can. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. This is Deb Amlen for the New York Times and my guest, Michael Paulson, wishing